Hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco and Rush are here, and we are continuing Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
Hello, Chaplain. I was in that workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned.
Hold it!
What exactly were you practicing?
How to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner, after all.
So he keeps saying.
I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window.
Hold it!
There we go.
You found yourself there. Really?
That's right. And then I found myself peeking through that little window in the door.
Why did you think to do that?
Gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really.
You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then.
No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely.
Like being stuck at school after everybody else has gone home, huh?
Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop, and I happened to peek in through the little window.
Hold it!
Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside?
No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. Not exactly a panoramic view.
They're just so the guards can check what's going on, right?
That's right, yes. You're a very knowledgeable young lady.
You bet. Guess you could say I know a little something about prisons now too.
I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later.
Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead.
Hold it!
Did you tell right away if it was a man or a woman?
It was clearly a man, his physique, his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead.
You could tell just by peeking through the little window.
Look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body.
What? You mean you're in prison for?
To my eternal shame, yes. This was, however, the first time I had seen another person's handiwork up close, so...
I'm surprised he admitted that.
Yeah, same. I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror.
Hold it!
Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used?
No, I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember much when they're busy crying out in terror, Miles. Exactly. So, yes, I screamed. That's all I remember.
He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things couldn't have happened as he claims. The contradiction in his testimony is as clear as day. I just need to present the evidence that proves it.
We didn't peek at our evidence.
Yeah.
In a couple of days.
2 weeks maybe?
Yeah, a couple of days. Shh.
Okay. Map, including detention center. Passport that was with him. That was brought by his friend. Oh yeah, I forgot about Saint.
Okay.
7, noon, and 9. Had not been found at 7. Did he mention when he was doing this?
Not in this bit of the investigation.
And maybe it's something to do with the
Oh no,
door.
it is the door, and it'll be this one because it would
Yeah.
have beat.
Mhm.
Objection!
Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sawat. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are.
What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's training to be a pet stylist.
Hold it!
But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget about the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner, and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm.
That's...
But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you are in.
Oh, did that not?
No.
Sorry. Oh! Holy! Stylish she done, Edgeru.
But doesn't this mean that Mr. Sonic couldn't have found the body then?
Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Sawat himself can explain.
It's, So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like.
By all means, go ahead.
There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. Yeah, but like we can see the doors. Like you couldn't... Anyway. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door.
Me just looking at the distance between those two doors.
You know those, I forget what they're called, but they're a type of like yokai in Japan that's just like a person with a really long neck.
I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, just picture them like bit like that, like he's like just like hello.
What's going on over here?
Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
So he's saying... He was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside Workshop B as he leaned out.
Please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards. Please?
Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I'd better dig a little deeper into his testimony just in case.
There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see.
Hold it!
Tell me more about this trick, Mr. Sawit.
Of course, it's quite simple, really. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm.
Hold it!
I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. A minuscule.
It does. To be honest, it's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore.
A rather surprising source of joy, but rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, is it?
Oh, but I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner, after all.
I'm beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So you use this trick to peek through the window.
That's right, yes. I made sure the guard wasn't looking and leaned out into the corridor. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door.
Hold it!
Why did you make so much of an effort just to take a look?
Well, you see, I heard noises come from next door. And that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange.
And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises.
Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away.
I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawit just said?
Yeah.
You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noises. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too.
That's...
You've got him quaking in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Sawit, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent. But it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime.
I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe it was the dog, wasn't it?
It was a dog. Never trust a pupper.
I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it.
Just tell us what you saw.
All right. It was that dog.
That god?
Dog.
Oh.
And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat.
What did you just say?
It was hellish. Utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him.
Suddenly, I don't feel so good.
Jeepers creepers. That's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful. Horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream.
So there's a man-eating dog in the prison animals population, is there? Oh, look at him. Sawat's claim seems to have seen this dog biting the victim's throat. He doesn't seem to like me very much.
Who saw it or the dog? And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you?
For now, this one seems too far-fetched to lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind.
Very well. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
Hold it!
How much do you remember about the man you saw?
Oh, I remember everything. Let's see. He had blonde hair, and his neck was covered in blood because he was...
Dead, yes, we know that, Mr. Sawat. Thank you very much.
Interesting grammatical point. If it's a man, blonde should not have an E at the end of it. Did you know that? I knew that because my English teacher was really, really strict on it for some reason. I'm just telling you what I saw. I thought your attorneys were obsessed with the little details.
There's some serious venom behind those words. Something tells... Something tells me he may not have had the best experience with defense attorneys in the past. Certain someone, certain man.
I also saw that black dog, his mouth clamped tight around that man's throat.
Hold it!
You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat?
Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it, and... Whoa, 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 spare us the gory details, will you?
What about the victim? Was he...
Don't say it! Don't... Do you really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth?
Okay, Kay, what was the punch for? I'm on your side here. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there.
Meaning he was already dead.
There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even a twitch of the finger. It's lifeless. Enough already! Why'd you have to go into every little detail like that? To give you a nice and accurate testimony. That is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please do.
It was awful, I tell you. Terrible. Oh, he was dead of a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even a twitch of the finger, just lifeless.
Hold it!
You paint a very vivid picture.
Well, I had a front row seat, I suppose. I could almost feel the agony of the poor man's final moments.
I don't think I'll be getting any sleep tonight, Mr. Edgeworth.
You won't? Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's all your fault for pressing with more details.
I'll be having nightmares tonight myself. It's all so fresh in my memory. I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It featured a snowflake motif in relief. It's a lot from a tiny peak.
Right? A snowflake motif in relief. You seem to have a very clear memory of this ring, Mr. Sawat.
Well, I used to go door to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I had to take people in at a glance. Their appearance, their mood, that sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you're dealing with is the first step in any sale.
Except in this case, you were figuring out a corpse.
What can I say? Force of habit. One that served me very well in my sales career, if I do say so myself.
Even so, you seem to have remembered things to an uncanny level of detail.
I suppose. Nevertheless, it's true. I remember the ring, the relief, all of it.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, the tarp was covering it.
Is what he's saying even plausible, though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of the victim's body as we found it, ahead of you, Edgeworth.
I know what I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie.
So Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in the prison. Not the most plausible of explanations, I have to say.
Well, they do say that pets take after their owners.
But there are some things they shouldn't take after. Not if they're supposed to help reform their owners. Otherwise, what's the point of having an animal therapy program?
I should probably ask Mr. Sawat a little more about this dog.
What the fucking brains trust I'm worth. Yeah.
Objection!
A ring with a snowflake relief.
Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail.
Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's a little too accurate.
And what's wrong with being too accurate?
I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger,
See? Exactly as I said.
there's no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph.
You know that way where, like, a meme is so embedded in your brain that you physically, in your head, kind of recoil and go, no, back!
Yeah, I know exactly which meme you're thinking about, and I'm doing it. I specifically did not say it in that way. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Unless that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yes, you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sawit.
The heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shocked, acting like you know it all. I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know. The man's arm. It must have moved under that tarp after I peeked in.
Objection!
Just said, yeah.
Nonsense. You already told us that can't have been the case.
He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there.
Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself that the victim was already dead, and dead men don't move, do they?
Oh, wait. Is that the stench of sorry, no, he doesn't say them right. Of Eode desperation I smell?
What are you hiding, Mr. Sawat? Tell us.
No, You're wrong. I know what I saw. You couldn't let it go, could you? Had to keep poking and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney!
Oh, how dare you! It's on now.
Man, if the shoe fits.
It seems the real Mr. Sawat has finally revealed himself.
Oh, it's quite the rug he was rocking. Came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here.
But are you really? Because I must say I have doubts. Very serious doubts.
What's that supposed to mean?
You saw something that should have been impossible to see from the outside the workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sawit, this is where you were standing when you saw the body. Workshop, eh?
Yeah, where else can it be? You could imagine if the game was like, no, actually, it was in the further cell.
With a parrot. You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring.
Ha! Ha ha! Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. Can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over. Minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves? For fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in the room with the body. The rubber glove then, presumably.
Right. Wait, what's it say?
And
Inmate,
meat use
okay.
only. Yeah.
Take that!
Remind me, Mr. Sawit, what were you doing when you discovered the body?
How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques.
Of course. Then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you.
That's...
This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron.
This one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it?
It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. It's over. He's dead.
Objection!
What the?
That was a pretty rad objection, am I right?
Please, Mr. Fender, now's not the time for tomfoolery.
But I have a legit objection, because this isn't over. There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here is a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on.
True! So how could he have left his workshop in the first place? Bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he tried.
Right. We don't have a good explanation for that yet.
Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. He should be... Clanging? I'm going to assume clanging.
Yeah.
That's weird. He should be... Sorry, I started laughing. That's weird. He should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big, round lifesaver that it is.
In what way?
As in, it's the best hope our wig-flinging friend here has of getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene without a bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be, Sound of silence. I suppose Miss Law Priestess did preach the silence is golden yesterday, too.
Whoa! You sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender.
Who are you?
The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It's part of the attorney's code he lived by. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet?
Wonder if Diego and Edgeworth knew each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
be interesting.
Whoa! It just flew back to his head.
Like in reverse. Lifted off the floor, smacked Edgeworth back in the face.
Yes.
Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken.
Broken.
I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient.
I see. So your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, this prison has a serious security problem. You there! Could we have a moment? Aw, Autumn is the cutest. Ahem. Meow. How can I help you, sir? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What? Really? But that's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep a hold of the broken one for the time being. Owlet's bracelet wasn't working at the time of the incident and should not be detected and could not be detected by sensors. Of course, sir. I'll trust you'll take good care of it.
Sweet. Bracelet sorted. Now the turn our murderer in, yeah?
But with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful time zone wherever you are, and as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo-hoo!
Cheery.